Change at any time. Call fast. 800-405-2561. 800-405-2561. 800-405-2561. That's 800-405-2561.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from the West Coast, it's time for Ring Talk Live Worldwide.
Hey, yo.
For over 30 years, and still, your inside look into boxing and mixed martial arts.
You know what? As long as she fights at 135 pounds, I don't care if she's injecting a horse demon into her eyeballs.
Heard live around the world and brought to you by the World Boxing Organization. And now, live from the Ring Talk Studios in San Francisco, here's the host of the longest-running fight show in history, Pedro Fernandez.
Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the multi-million-dollar Sports Byline Studios in San Francisco, California. Check it. The man was correct. My name is Pedro Fernandez. Of course, the reigning, the defending, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the radio race. Folks often imitated, but hardly duplicated. Straight up, we've got a great show for today. Of course, we're bringing you the WBO middleweight champion. That's right, Demetrius Andrade, 6 days away from a title defense on the Zone, DAZN. Bottom line is, the kid's got to go on. We'll hear from him in hour number 2. We'll also hear from Francis Ngannou, the most feared man in the entire world of combat sports. I'm telling you, whether you're a boxer, whether you're an MMA guy, you don't want this guy hitting you. I'm talking about the number 1 ranked heavyweight in the world, Francis Ngannou, in the world of mixed martial arts. Wait, MMA, boxing, sort of crossed paths last night. Paulie Malignaggi. We'll hear from Paulie. Of course, Paulie lost a fight last night that he probably shouldn't have been in. The guy's like 38, 39 years old. Straight up, Paulie sort of disgraced himself last night, I thought. Johnny Signorello will be here telling us about boxing from A to Z and MMA as well. And, of course, the Godfather Larry Merchant will join us. Mike Tyson will be here. The Korean Zombie. What more can I say? This is Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Open phone lines all around the planet. You can join us if you'd like on the toll-free 1-800-878-7529. That's 1-800-878-7529. Or the more popular, the guilt-free, no-commitment text line. You can text the studio here, 415-275-1613. Once again, text in the studio, 415-275-1613. You're tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide on Sports Byline, iHeartRadio, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, Channel 211, the American Forces Network. Do I have enough time? No, I don't. Bottom line is, we're rocking and rolling worldwide. This is Ring Talk Live, baby.
The decision now. Let's listen.
Clarity in the world of professional boxing is spelled WBO. That's right, the World Boxing Organization is boxing's only transparent sanctioned body. You can follow the WBO on Facebook or check out their website, WBOboxing.com. That's WBOboxing.com. The World Boxing Organization.
We have a new heavyweight champion in the world.
At Walgreens, we know that your day doesn't stop for diabetes. So when you've got places to go and people to see, count on Walgreens every day to get expert diabetes advice 24/7. Find all major brands of testing supplies like Walgreens True Metrics in-store and online. And download tools to help you stay on track, like our 5-star mobile app with Pill Reminder. At Walgreens, we are your diabetes go-to. Stop by and talk to your pharmacist today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled, even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Don't wait until it's too late. Call now and get peace of mind for you and your family. Call 800-935-2177. 800-935-2177. 800-935-2177. 800-935-2177.
Guys, you manscape, right? You know, tidy up below the belt, trim the Yeti. Every guy knows the tree stands taller when the shrubs are trimmed, and 9 out of 10 women said that they prefer their men manscaped. But you got to use the right tools for the jewels, or you look like you clear-cut the forest with a machete. And nicks and cuts are the last thing the twins down south need. Pop over to my buds at manscaped.com and check out their Perfect Package 2.0 featuring the lawnmower, which is the perfect tool for below-the-waist grooming. And it's rechargeable and waterproof, so you can use it in the shower. Manscaped invented skin-safe technology that won't nick or snag Mars or Uranus, which hurts like the dickens when Jupiter ascends. Order your Perfect Package 2.0 featuring all the right tools for the jewels and get 20% off plus free shipping and a free travel bag. Pop over to manscaped.com and enter promo code USA for 20% off plus free shipping and a free travel bag. Manscaped.com, promo code USA. That's manscaped.com, promo code USA.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
Woo, it's going to be good. What a wild weekend of combat sports. It was a Korean Zombie. There was Paulie Malignaggi doing the bare knuckle thing with some dude on TV. I was like blown away by that. And of course there was fights on pay-per-view, good old pay-per-view. Remember old good old pay-per-view? Yeah, it's back anyway, at least for Paulie Malignaggi and this bare knuckle tournament. Bottom line is pretty good active weekend of sports, of course, Friday night as well. Let's bring in the guy from my undefeated lad from Las Vegas, Nevada, of course, Mr. Sin City himself, John Signorella. And, John, let's go through the boxing first, A to Z. What happened Friday night?
Oh, Friday night on DAZN in California, they stole the show. Andy Cancio versus Alberto Machado. Cancio knocks him out in the third round of a nice firefight for 3 rounds. It was a rematch. This time, Cancio gets it done a round early in round 3. And I tell you what, man, Andy Cancio packs his lunch and goes to work, man. He's blue-collared, and I mean that in a very serious way. This guy's a full-time technician for the gas company out in California, goes to work in the morning and afternoon and trains at night and comes to fight. And I believe that they stole the show and was the story of the weekend.
Mr. Machado was highly rated, and he had the house behind him and that kind of good stuff. But he's talking about moving from 130 to 135. He could move to heavyweight. He wouldn't win. He's not. He's one of those guys that's not made for boxing. He can't take it.
Yeah, you know what? Once you start getting them going a little bit, where you start to see the signs of fatigue, and you're pressing them like Cancio was doing, man, he was really pressing him and forcing him to fight a fight he didn't want to fight. Now, credit to Alberto Machado. He tried. He stuck his nose in there, but that's just not who he is. And especially with that big frame, once he starts getting fatigued, you could hit that body, and that's exactly how Cancio took him out with that beautiful liver shot. Man, that was the highlight of the weekend for me. On the undercard, we had Elwin Soto knock out Tito Acosta in a 108-pound WBO title clash, and that was one hell of a fight for 12 rounds, an absolute war between two little guys, and Soto gets the knockout in the 12th in a very dramatic fight.
Okay, switching gears, let's talk about this bare knuckle world. Now, of course, Paulie Malignaggi, a one-time title holder, I think in the IBF and WBA, to call him world champion, I think we'll be pushing it to an extent because he never beat the guy. Anyway, bottom line was Paulie is a good amateur, had bad hands. Did he break his hands last night? I mean, bare knuckle.
He claims he did, and it's no surprise to me. I mean, he had brittle hands. And if you look at this going in, you say to yourself, Paulie Malignaggi, of all people, why would he be doing bare knuckles? He's got bad hands, and he's not a very powerful striker. I respect him as a commentator. I respect him as a boxing mind. I respect him as a fighter. But, I mean, this is not suited for him. And plus, when you look at it like this, he tried to win the fight last night like a boxer, strategically and stylistically moving around the ring like a slickster. This sport in bare knuckles is not designed for that. It's designed for hurry up and go. 2-minute rounds, right? 5 rounds. Small, squared, circled ring where you start by towing the line, where you guys drop on a dime in a phone booth situation, bell rings, go. That doesn't suit Paulie Malignaggi, and I think that's why the judges favored Lobov last night, and I did too. I thought Paulie danced around a lot, and again, it's boxing, but it's not the same. It's not the sweet science. This is barbaric. And I think that a guy like Paulie and his style is not suited for bare knuckles.
Here's what Paulie had to say post-fight.
Paulie Malignaggi, obviously not the outcome that you were hoping for. Break down this fight for us. It seemed like it took a little while for you to get comfortable, get that jab going using your movement, but break this fight down for us.
First of all, I'm still look pretty. I still look all right.
You look good, man.
All right, at least I got all my teeth. No, listen. I mean, the first round is always kind of a feel-out round, but I didn't honestly. I mean, I'm not even kidding. I got hit with one clean punch all night. Like, in that one clinch, I got hit with a couple of little good shots. And that one clinch, I think it was like two little short shots he hit me with in one of the clinches, and that was it. I mean, otherwise they were like little grazy shots that hit my stomach, grazed my face. I thought I pretty much outboxed him the whole way. I'm pretty sure, I've broken my hand several times. I'm pretty sure when I threw that jab to the stomach, right hand to the head in round 2, I'm pretty sure my right hand is broken. I felt the pain that I'm pretty familiar with the breaks I've had in the past on my hands. But nonetheless, even after that, I thought I boxed him pretty well. I mean, I thought I got hit with a good shot in the third round. That was in the clinch. But other than that, I was hitting him with jabs on the way in and check hooks constantly. I mean, he was constantly walking into jabs and check hooks. As a matter of fact, my left hand is not broken, I don't think, but it's very sore because he walked into a lot of jabs and check left hooks, and he wasn't landing on the way in. He was only getting hit on the way in. So I thought I was touching and not getting hit. But, I guess that's the analyst in me talking. Maybe the rules are different here. And maybe, hey, just maybe, this wasn't meant to be. You know what I mean? Maybe this was just something that, a lot of people in boxing told me, you're above this. You shouldn't do this. You're a 2-time world champion. This is beneath you. And I thought, let me give this sport a shot because I think it's a cool sport. And there's a built-in rivalry that I think the fans would really love to see. And I think they responded in kind by coming out here and were very loud and vociferous. And in the build-up, they were very opinionated. And I thought, you know what? Let me give this a shot because this is kind of the right timing for everything. But maybe. I mean, based on this, maybe I was wrong, man, because I'm 38 years old. I'm too old to start campaigning off of a loss. I would have done this again, and I would have considered like coming back, and I didn't mind it. Once I got my feet wet in here, I got into the crowd, and it was cool. I kind of liked the adrenaline rush and whatnot, and I thought I was winning pretty easily, but it wasn't. I guess it was different. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what to say about the decision really. I mean, from my opinion, I thought I was handily winning.
Handily winning, of course, that is the former, IBF 140-pound title in New York City, Brooklyn's very own former, take that back, a U.S. Golden Glove champion back about 1998, I believe. Paulie, about 2000. Paulie's really a good guy, a really good fighter, but he's not a good puncher. And he at 38 years old, being in a bare-knuckle fight with this guy, I thought it was a bit of a sellout. But, if he did well and he made some money on this one, more power to him. All I can say is that if I was to fight this guy, Artem Lobov, with gloves on, I even think I could beat him with those bare-knuckle stuff. Because here's what's up, Johnny, and I'll be real quick with this. There's a couple strategies you can use in fighting these guys. Either you use the strategy that Paulie used last night, and you jab, 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 and you feint him and feint him and feint him and jab him and look to cross him every now and then, or you pick your shots. And you pick your shots. What I mean by that is I would attack these guys if I was fighting them 4 or 5 different times around. In other words, I would collect myself, stay away from punishment, look for the opportunities and attack just when I wanted to. I wouldn't attack just to attack. I would attack when I wanted to, and I wouldn't be looking to box guys long rounds. In other words, I'd be looking to take the most minimal amount of punishment. And I just think these guys are going into these fights without that. They don't have that mindset that Pedro has.
Well, because they're not like savvy and seasoned fighters such as yourself or guys that have been in the sport a long time. Malignaggi tried to do that last night, but Lobov just kept going in. And I was surprised he wasn't able to work the clinch, but at the end of the day, the referee wasn't allowing him to. They allowed dirty boxing there. They'll allow you to hold and hit on the inside more so in the professionals. But I totally see your point. The objective in any combat sport is to land. But with that one, picking your shots, especially going for scar tissue areas, like above the brow, the eyelids, areas like on the cheek where the bone is very, very hard and the skin can easily crack. That's where you want to target. And what punch does that? A jab, and as you mentioned, a straight right hand. Malignaggi had the jab, but he couldn't shoot the straight right hand last night.
Give me the info, the 411 on Dimitri Andrade.
Andrade, man, the WBO middleweight champ of the world, unbeaten, taking on next week Macy Zaleski in a very good fight. Zaleski only has one loss against Danny Jacobs. Yeah. And that pops off on DAZN, and he'll be our guest in hour number 2 in Mr. Demetrius Andrade.
DAZN's got Bellator. They had a Bellator card this weekend. Was that worthy of watching?
Yeah, I saw the main event. I was into it, but the UFC stole my attention in that regard. But, it was worth watching from, I believe it was in London last night, 223 Bellator.
Yeah, we'll hear from the Korean Zombie as well later in the show. You are tuned to the Mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network, Ring Talk Live worldwide. Of course, Johnny Sig returns a little bit later. This is your inside look in the world of boxing and mixed martial arts. The Godfather himself, that's right, the retired HBO Godfather, Mr. Hall of Fame, Mr. HBO, Larry Merchant, to join us after the break. You are tuned to Ring Talk Live worldwide, baby.
Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
But he has a shock in store for him. He has 2 great chances, Slim and none, and Slim's out of town.
Wow! I feel good. From the Godfather of Soul, JB, James Brown, to the retired HBO Godfather, Mr. Larry Merchant, down there in Southern California. Larry, a very good morning to you, sir.
And to you, Pedro. We've got blue skies here. Santa Monica's getting its mojo back.
Okay, now I'm going to sort of go off mojo and off script just for a second. Santa Anita, the 30th horse died this weekend in Santa Anita. What's going on in Santa Anita? And they suspended Jerry Hollendorfer, and he was a Hall of Fame trainer from Northern California originally. I remember when I was a kid in the 70s working at the racetrack across the street from Bay Meadows and betting $2 windows, that kind of good stuff. But he was a nickel and dime trainer back then, training claiming horses, and he made his way to like the Hall of Fame and things like that. But Hollendorfer has been banned by the Southern California racetrack after a 4th horse from his stable died. So that's 30 horses in like the blink of an eye. You have any idea what's going on there?
It's a little bit above my pay grade, but from what I've been reading, there's some blame being put on the unusual weather we've had this year with a lot of rain. There's also some problems with training procedures and rules and one thing or another. Churchill Downs has a higher rate of horse deaths. The one thing that interests me is that one trainer said that at Santa Anita, if you pull a horse out of a race, they threaten you with losing your barn space. And trainers pull their horses out of races generally because they feel that the horse is fragile and
not ready.
Not perfect for the conditions. Mm-hmm. But more money is generated, the bigger the fields are, and so on and so forth. That sounds like a local tradition that is backfiring for probably a number of reasons.
Okay. In the history of horse racing, I fell in love with one horse, and I was going to school, and I remember working in the afternoon on a Saturday afternoon and watching this horse, Secretariat, win the final leg of the Triple Crown by like 50 lengths. I may be exaggerating, but
right, about 30 or 40 lengths, right.
It was just he was an incredible horse. I mean,
right.
Has there ever been a horse like that? I mean, outside of Secretariat, Larry, in history?
You know what? I don't know. It's like comparing prize fighters from different eras. There were great horses back in the day. A horse named Man of War ranked up there with Jack Dempsey and Bobby Jones, the great golfer, and Bill Tilden, the great tennis player, as America, after World War I, started to become a force in worldwide sports. So I don't know. It's not my area of expertise, if anything is. But it certainly has gotten a lot of attention. Santa Anita's been asked to close down the meeting before a few days before it would naturally close, and they refused. It's a business. I don't know. in what form it will survive. I do know that racetracks around the country have resisted national rules for the use of drugs and other things, and that indicates something about the state of mind that trainers have where they run their horses.
Good point. Switching gears now, of course, a horse that at one point in time I thought was going to be in the barn for the rest of his life. I'm talking about Tyson Fury. Man, he came out last week against supposedly an inferior foe. I mean, a man thought to be an inferior foe looked that way after 2 rounds. But he came out there and he just took care of business. And in doing so, he was trying to imitate Pernell Whitaker. What's going on with that?
Well, he is a colorful personality, and is certainly an unusual fighter. I mean, who's seen a 6'9", 260-pound boxer? And I think he's trying stuff to help promote the rematch with Wilder. And they're building it up to be a big thing, and it probably will be a big thing.
Now, a big thing, Bob Arum's got Tyson Fury, of course, Tyson Fury with ESPN in Top Rank. Is Andy Ruiz, is he still with Top Rank, or did they let him go?
Well, the best information I could find, I called several very knowledgeable people this morning, but it's Sunday, as you may have heard, and I couldn't reach anybody, but I Googled it, and it said that Arum has not been his promoter for his last 2 fights.
Okay.
And Arum hasn't been quoted extensively about him, so I don't know the terms of what their arrangement is.
I remember Arum was making up excuses for his fat at one point in time. That was like a year and a half ago. So I just thought that maybe he was still involved with the fighter. Anyway, all in all, Tyson Fury's got to get an A+, and he carried himself well before the fight, after the fight. He's doing everything right. I mean, it's a complete 180-degree turn from a guy that was clinically depressed and doing cocaine.
Well, that was after he won the title. Before he won the title, he was doing everything right as a challenger as well, to get himself noticed and get a lot of ink and television time and so on and so forth. Why wouldn't you want to put him on the air if you could nab him? So he's doing all the right things again. Hopefully he's doing all the right things outside of the ring and outside of the fight world. And I don't know if the man in the street knows who Tyson Fury is, but certainly everybody in the boxing world and boxing fans know who he is. And he's playing it for all it's worth. And just think back, Pedro, here's a guy who got up from a devastating knockdown to Wilder in the 12th and last round, and has been unstoppable since. It's the best knockdown and nearly knockout that a fighter ever experienced.
Without getting knocked out, no doubt about it. Larry Merch is our guest, folks, talking heavyweight boxing. Of course, right now, Anthony Joshua in negotiations for an Andy Ruiz rematch. Is that, I guess, that's set in stone? It's going to happen, or what?
I don't know. Nobody showed me the contracts, but obviously Ruiz was not in a position to do much negotiating when he took the fight as a late substitute. So he has an automatic rematch, and I suspect that the British promoters have all the edges in the various negotiating points, including money and where the fight will be held, which is crucial.
Why is it crucial? I mean, if Andy Ruiz was able to beat him over here, couldn't Andy Ruiz beat him over there?
Yes. Yes, and yes again. But if the Brit comes out with a different game plan and he's able to box him or hold him off or fight him in some more competitive way. Then having the hometown backing is not unimportant, as you well know.
Okay. You know, I am so disappointed with Anthony Joshua that I don't ever want to see him box. I'm just not a, you know.
Why? Wait,
because,
hold on.
All right, go on. Go on. I'll tell you what.
He's a heavyweight.
Yeah.
He fought a big, tough guy. He lost. Let's see what he does in the rematch before we put him out to pasture. I mean, I'm guessing that the reason that you're so disappointed, not unlike others, is that everyone was looking at Joshua as the next big thing in boxing, somebody who had the look and bearing of a world heavyweight champion and who would bring a lot of good stuff to boxing because of that. And I understand he was on a pedestal, or maybe 3 pedestals.
Okay.
But, hey, Joe Louis got knocked out by Schmeling in their first fight.
True.
Okay?
But here's what, see, and I'm not knocking her for that. Here's my knock on Anthony Joshua. He's 6'7". He fought square. He bent his legs. He brought himself down to the target. He leaned in over his knees. His body was over his knees. His balance was bad. I mean, these are all boxing. These are boxing sins that he committed, and he paid for it. But the bottom line was, I think that, you know, you go back to boxing 101, you just give him like a failed mark all the way across the board. I'm sorry.
Okay. I mean, look, he got beaten, and if you ask me in terms of their abilities and strengths and talents, I would say, hey, he could get beaten again no matter where the ring is. I get that. But what if he puts on a sensational performance the next time? Or what if it's a brilliant fight? I'm not going to judge. I understand everybody's disappointment. Everybody was disappointed in Fury when he ballooned up to 400 pounds. Now you're raving about him. So
good point.
I'm willing to give him the second chance.
But as a boxer, he failed for me, Boxing 101. The Godfather Larry Merchant's in the house, folks. This is Ring Talk Live Worldwide on Sports Byline, of course, coming to you from the city by the bay, San Francisco, California. Check it. You're tuned to Ring Talk.
That's all I want to fight is serious challenges. We've got respect for each other, mutual respect fighter to fighter. But when it comes down to competition, we're both beasts, we're both lions in the jungle. And the best man has to win. So if Dylan wants to fight here, he's more than welcome as well.
Baby, 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 I got that feeling, baby.
Dish TV is better than cable TV. Why? Because you can save 45% on packages compared to your high-priced cable bill. Wow. Take those giant scissors out and cut the cable and save with Dish TV. Plus, you get a free DVR upgrade to record your favorite shows and free installation. And with Dish Anywhere, you can watch TV for free on your mobile device. Act fast. You can save hundreds of dollars. Does your cable company do that for you? Get all the best TV programming at your fingertips at a fraction of the price of cable TV. So say adios, arrivederci, goodbye to the high cable bill and save up to 45% on Dish TV packages today. These are limited time offers and can change at any time. Call fast. 800-405-2561. 800-405-2561. 800-405-2561. That's 800-405-2561.
Pedro Fernandez here. You might know me as the host of Ring Talk Live Worldwide, but this time I'm here to talk about that 4-letter word everybody dreads, pain. If you have back pain or knee pain like I do, hey, you should know about the Health Alert Hotline. I'm talking about if Medicare is your primary medical insurance, and guess what? You can qualify for a back or knee brace or a shoulder brace for little or no charge. Anything to help me with the pain, hey, it makes it more manageable, gets my attention, folks. I love the free delivery, and they take care of the paperwork for you. So if you have Medicare and need help for your back, ankle, knee, or shoulder, guess what? Give the Health Alert Hotline a call, toll-free, 1-800-428-1570. 1-800-428-1570. You can qualify for a back or knee brace or a shoulder brace for little or no charge. 1-800-428-1570. The Health Alert Hotline. 1-800-428-1570.
At 28, I had struggled with opiate and meth addiction for 12 years. I did and said things that the sober me never would have done. One day I realized I was not invincible. I was not exempt. And that's when a friend told me about Elite Rehab Placement. They gave me the tools I needed to get sober, and all it took was the one phone call.
Elite Rehab can help you start to break your addiction problem and get sober in as little as 7 days. And we'll work with your insurance provider to help cover the costs. Plus, we have travel assistance programs to get you here by plane or train. Make this free call right now to learn more. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. That's 800-403-5912.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
Clap your hands, sir. Stop being racist. Clap your hands.
There was a fight card set for CBS Sportsnet. I really don't know what that is. I guess that's the CBS Sports app. But the bottom line is that entire fight card was scheduled for today, has been canceled by the promoter. So check out your TV guys or however you look at boxing. Of course, boxing rocking and rolling. Oleg Usyk has been named the #1 WBO mandatory challenger for the heavyweight champion, whoever that happens to be, I guess, in the next 6 to 8 months, because Usyk is off from a bicep or a tricep tear in his left arm. And that's not a good thing, because when guys get bicep or tricep tears, it's indicative of Flintstone vitamins. What I mean by that is performance-enhancing drugs, and that's never a good thing in combat sports. Now, Godfather Larry Merchant, one-year fan. Are you a Charlo fan? Do you like Mama Charlo and the Charlo boys, or what?
Yeah, I like them. I mean, they're pretty good fighters. I particularly like the middleweight Jamal, who looks like he might carry some thunder and has a positive attitude in the ring. I would certainly accept Canelo fighting him as an interim fight, maybe a dangerous interim fight, before he fights Golovkin again.
That would be a good fight for November. I mean, he needs a fight for November, Canelo, right?
I'm not sure what the date is, but when he's going to fight again. But he'll have one more fight, as Golovkin will, presumably, before they meet each other again, maybe next
spring,
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, okay. Jermell Charlo, the brother, the former 154-pound title holder, is a 51 favorite to beat a guy by the name of Jorge Cota. Cote comes in like 28-3 with 25 knockouts, big puncher, but I guess people don't expect him to do well. Of course, that card's at the Mandalay Bay Event Center tonight in Las Vegas, Nevada on Fox TV. Of course, also on the same card, Larry Merchant's favorite fighter, WBC Super Bantamweight champion. I'm talking about, take that back, this Eliminator, Guillermo Rigondeaux. He's still around, Larry, and Julio Ceja. Are you chuckling about that and when I said it's your favorite fighter or what?
Yeah, well, yes, when I get together with my friends, that's the only guy we can find to talk about.
Okay. Right now, when we look at the world of boxing, I mean, the apps are rocking and rolling. ESPN's got Tyson Fury, and of course, Tyson Fury, they're pushing it hard as him being the linear world heavyweight champ, which I think is the right way to go. I think it's a good approach to it. Bob Arum has never really been a heavyweight promoter, with the exception of George Foreman. I think he never really had too many heavyweights. How come?
Well, he was involved in some promotions with Ali, I think.
That was way in the 60s.
But way back. And, yes, but they did a hell of a job with George Foreman.
Yeah.
There's no reason to believe he couldn't do one. But, look, he had Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvin Hagler and a whole bunch of other elite guys that he promoted, to his credit. And heavyweights, not so much. But... and if he has no more interest in Ruiz, and when I say interest, I mean contract, as a promoter, then that's one that it turns out they blew.
Hagler Leonard, I'll never forget, I was sitting ringside, and Don King goes to get up in the ring, and Don King makes it to the apron, and Bob Arum grabs him. And I thought they were going to get it on right there. I thought that would have been it. That would have been the fight of the night, the two promoters going at it. But Don King ended up leaving the ringside area. But, yeah, Bob Arum, that was his show. And, you know, I think Bob Arum might have been the promoter that sort of brought us the non-heavyweight champion. What I mean by that is before Bob and some of those guys that he had, he who controlled the heavyweight champion of the world controlled boxing. But when Bob got guys like Oscar and things like that, things changed.
Well, they changed primarily because America no longer dominated heavyweight boxing as we once did throughout much, if not most, of the 20th century. You know, Lennox Lewis was there, and the Klitschko's came in, and he didn't have any contracts with those guys. But he's been at it for close to half a century, if not more, and has been maybe the most successful promoter ever.
Without a doubt, we're talking about the master himself, Bob Arum, of course, of the Top Rank Corporation down there in Las Vegas. We've got a Hall of Famer as well. Godfather, you and the Godmama have a great Sunday. I love you so much, and I thank you for your time.
Back at you, Pedro.
The great, the one, the only Godfather, the retired HBO Godfather, Larry Merchant. Now, I hate to cut Larry short like that, but the bottom line was I've been pushed hard to bring back Mike Tyson. And the reason why Mike Tyson's, hasn't been on the show too much in the past is that, Mike and I have had our differences, but, this goes back to a time when Mike Tyson was married. I mean, he was married. He was happy. He was living with Robin Gibbons. Of course, he was even doing TV shows like Love Connection.
Hi, welcome back to Love Connection. Told you we'd be back in 2 and 2. Our next guest says she likes her men to be very wealthy. Let's say hello to Robin Gibbons. Well, never call me Charles. I'll go off. So, Robin, tell us about this wealthy thing.
Well, Chuck, I don't want people thinking that I'm the type of woman who's only interested in the size of a man's wallet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are things that are just as important.
Like what?
Well, like what's in the wallet. Am I right? Thank you.
Okay. Well, Robin, last time you were here, you picked a man to go out with. Now you're back to tell us how it went. Let's say hello to Mike Tyson.
Hi, Robin. How you doing, Chuck?
Hi there, Mike. How are you?
Well, I gotta say, I'm really ecstatic to be here.
All righty then. Robin, tell us how the date started.
Well, at first I called Michael, and of course things didn't go very well because he's just a boxer from Brooklyn, and of course I was a Harvard medical student.
What about you, Mike? What did you think of Robin?
Oh, well, Chuck, when I first saw Robin, I was ecstatic. I mean, she had this really tight dress on, the kind with the push-up bra, and her breasts were like popping right out, like hitting me right in the eye, And as soon as I saw him, Chuck, I said, wow, I'm in love,
Sounds like you two really hit it off. So where'd you go first?
Well, first, Chuck, we went to this lovely little jewelry store where I allowed Michael to purchase me a very lovely ruby, diamond, and sapphire collection and a matching car.
Sounds nice. Did you give Mike anything?
Lithium.
It made me feel really ecstatic, Chuck.
Uh-huh.
Yes, we know, Michael. We know.
So, where'd you go next?
Well, then we went to the most beautiful little wedding chapel where my mother was waiting with the justice of the peace, and we got married. Thank you very much.
Mike, what did you think of Robin's mother?
Well, I gotta be honest, Chuck, I wasn't too ecstatic. I looked at her mom, the first thing I thought was, wow, this lady really needs a hair weave. I'm I'm really sorry, darling, but your mom's head, her forehead is just way too big. She just has too little hair to cover it. You know? But I tell you something, though. What really separates Robin from her mom is class. Because the Franks were still bothering me because I had a boiled egg, too. And I kind of cut one in the car, you know? And her mom made a big stink out of it.
Ron, we're almost out of time. Tell us about the rest of the day.
Well, Charles, after the bank, the lithium began to wear off, and Michael went a little wild.
Oh,
Didn't you,
come
Michael?
on, Robin.
What happened, Mike?
Oh, well, Chuck, it was really simple. It was quite innocent. You know, I was in the parking lot picking up the car. I'm waiting on Robin and her mom. And I see this girl. She has a really nice butt. So I walk over. I go, hi, my name is Mike. And then I shove my tongue down her throat, you know. And this guy comes over and goes, hey, that's my mother. So I punch him in his gut, you know, and he started making little moving noises. It was pretty funny. He was like, oh, God, I'm bleeding internally. It was pretty funny, you know. And it reminded me of the Bone Crusher Smith fight where I hit him in his third rib and then tried to push his nose up into his brain, you know. I came over with a rib shot.
Whoa, ding, ding.
Down.
Ding. Wow, that was quite a date. Let's see who our audience picked for you. Was it Mike? John Kennedy Jr. or Donald Trump? They picked Mike by 41%. So if you two would like to go out again, ultimately Mike will pay for it.
Well, there is a lovely little fur salon I'd like to go to. Michael, I wouldn't mind.
What about you, Mike?
I guess it's all right, Robin.
Well, be sure to come back and tell us about it. Hey, Mike, maybe I'll see you on Scrabble sometime. Yeah, right.
Hey, ecstatic. EXKIT. All right?
Are you going to tell him he's wrong? Well, that's it, folks. I'm Chuck Woolery. Until next time, may all your dates be a matter of public record.
So, Mike Tyson, Robin Gibbons, of course, I remember I got that letter. I'm trying to find it. I went through a bunch of old papers in the last couple of weeks. So I'm trying to find this letter I got from an attorney representing Robin Gibbons. And, of course, her name is spelled R-O-B-I-N, G-I-V-E-N-S. Her mother is Ruth Roper. Okay, Ruth's another story. Anyway, bottom line was I got this letter from her attorney to stop calling her referring to her as Robin Givens, R-O-B-B-I-N apostrophe, and leaving off the G. Okay, so she got, I'm serious. So I was writing for this in different national publications at the time. She got upset. She came at me with a cease and desist order. What did I do? Came back and did it again, did it some more. Anyway, bottom line was she went away, of course, with the Mike Tyson divorce and sort of faded off into obscurity, as well she should. But, man, she took a lot of money with her. I'm talking about, I got a hard time saying it, but Robin Gibbons, she was this, she was the worst thing that could happen to Mike point. She was. I mean, her and Ruth Roper, they showed up to their first date with Mike Tyson. They talked about it as being a gag there. But the first date, she showed up with 3 accountants. Why would you bring an accountant to a date? An accountant. Let me say it again. She brought 3 accountants and her mother. Her mother, of course, Ms. Herpes herself, of course, either gave Dave Winfield herpes or Dave Winfield gave her herpes. Bottom line is they went back and forth in a court battle. Dave Winfield being the former NBA baseball Hall of Famer. And, of course, a New York Yankee. But at that point in time, it came out in the newspaper that Ruth Roper and him had some intimate contact and that herpes went back and forth. But that's her claim to fame. That and that high forehead that Mike talked about. Yeah, that was pretty nasty. She did need a hair weave. Speaking of hair weaves, you are tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Your inside look at the world of boxing and MMA, of course, coming to each and every Saturday and Sunday. 11 a.m. Pacific time. Saturday for an hour, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Sunday for 2 hours. 11 a.m. Pacific time. Hour number 2 of Ring Talk Live Worldwide will not be on Sirius XM satellite radio, but you can check it out at sportsbyline.com as we will feature Demetrius Andrade, the WBO middleweight champion. Of course, June 29th, he's going to headline the Zone, baby. That's right, Andrade on Ring Talk Live Worldwide 6 days before the Zone. You are tuned to Ring Talk Live on Sports Byline.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. That's 800-957-6063.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30, 60, or 90-day invoices? Can't get a business loan? Have no equity? Bad credit? Or maybe no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors right now. AmeriFactors will give you cash for your invoices and there's nothing to pay back. We simply buy your account receivables, and if those clients don't pay on the invoices, we take the loss. We give you funds based on your account receivables, not your credit. And 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
Money Now 100 is not a lender, broker, or agent of any lender or financial advisor. We do not make loans or credit decisions. You must be 18 years or older and a U.S. resident to qualify. This is not an offer or solicitation to lend. I went to MoneyNow100.com and got the $5,000 I needed deposited in my account the next business day. If you need money for any reason, help is here. Go to MoneyNow100.com and get the money you need. Need to pay off credit card debt? Go to MoneyNow100.com. Need your car repaired? Need home improvement money? Visit MoneyNow100.com. If you need fast cash for any reason, go to MoneyNow100.com. Good, bad, or no credit at all. Go to MoneyNow100.com. You could get up to $5,000 as soon as the next business day. Go to MoneyNow100.com on your phone, tablet, or computer. Type in the address bar, MoneyNow100.com. That's MoneyNow100.com.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
Check it, 56, make it 57 minutes past the hour. Hour number one of Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Of course, hour number two, we continue on SportsByline.com. We'll feature the WBO undefeated middleweight champion of the world, Demetrius Andrade. I think he used to fight at 154 as well. Bottom line is, Johnny Sig, I got to ask you this. You know, fighters in the UFC, they don't pick who they fight. They're sort of told who they fight. They're sort of either you fight this guy or you don't work. So do you think Junior Dos Santos was forced into a fight with Francis Ngannou?
I would think so, because who in their right mind would fight this man right now? Ngannou with his power and that uppercut that comes from the pits of hell and delivers to people's skulls. Oh, my goodness. I can't wait to talk more about Francis Ngannou in hour number two.
But I'm not seeing any Dos Santos interviews on this fight or nothing. I mean, I'm just not seeing it, man. I mean, he's sort of like not doing the PR thing, and I think he knows he's lunch meat. I mean, because listen, even if he was a better boxer, and I'm not saying he is, he's not bigger. You know what I'm saying? And if you're, he's not Roberto Duran either, as far as being able to fight bigger guys. So what I'm trying to tell you is, I think he's lunch meat, and I think the poor guy's going to get hurt. And of course, that's June 29th. We'll hear from Francis Ngannou in depth in hour number two, as well as Demetrius Andrade. What else is happening in hour number two, Johnny Sig?
We got to talk about the Korean Zombie last night, taking out Renato Marciano, KO1, in one hell of a display of just raw aggression. And we got some fights to talk about today. Charlo's in action. And, of course, next week, Richard Cormier is back on ESPN. So still lots to cover in the world of combat sports.
Back to the Korean Zombie just for a second. We'll air his post-fight interview, which was like a Chinese fire drill gone wrong or a Korean fire drill gone wrong. It was like a nightmare. Michael Bisping did it. Thank God it only lasted for I cut it short, but it was anyway. Bottom line is the Korean Zombie. I couldn't believe those. That was a pure boxing movie made. It was beautiful.
Absolutely, and once he hit him. Once the Korean Zombie put his hands on Machado, that was it. He took one look, he said, I don't want to mess with this guy. That was a wrap.
So it was a bad weekend for guys named Machado?
Yeah, I would say so.
You are tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide. That is the great Johnny Sig. Hour number 1 of 2 is almost in the bank, baby. But hour number 2 is coming at you, of course, live on sportsbyline.com. Check it. Ring Talk Live Worldwide comes to you Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. Pacific time on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. Johnny, real quick, the YouTube thing.
Check us out, Ring Talk Worldwide YouTube. Search us in the search feed, and you'll find us, all our archive shows.
You tune to Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Stay tuned for hour number 2 at live at sportsbyline.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from the West Coast, it's time for Ring Talk Live Worldwide.
Fascinating.
For over 30 years, and still, your inside look into boxing and mixed martial arts.
What the hell's going on out here?
Heard live around the world and brought to you by the World Boxing Organization.
Yeah.
And now, live from the Ring Talk Studios in San Francisco, here's the host of the longest-running fight show in history.
Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier! And Foreman is as poised as can be!
Pedro Fernandez.
Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the multi-million-dollar Sports Byline Studios in the City by the Bay, San Francisco, California. The guy was correct in that lofty introduction. My name is Pedro Fernandez, often imitated but hardly duplicated. Straight up, we bring you a special in this hour of Ring Talk Live Worldwide, 6 days away from his title defense on DAZN. I'm talking about undefeated WBO middleweight champion Demetrius Andrade will be. That's right, straight up, we'll hear from him at about 20 minutes past the hour. The champ will be in the house talking about his defense next week. Of course, DAZN hot and happening. DAZN had a pretty good fight on Friday night, man. It rocked and rolled. Of course, Johnny Sig will be here to talk both boxing and the UFC. The Korean Zombie will be here. Wait, I'm not done. Not only will the Korean Zombie be here, well, sort of be here, as will Francis Ngannou, right? The heavyweight monster, the guy that scares the snot out of me. I think that if he learned how to fight on the ground, he'd be the greatest fighter in the history of the heavyweight division. And guess what? I think he's learned how to fight a little bit on the ground. So look out. He is the man, the monster. I'm talking about the guy that I said Stipe Miocic would beat when they fought for the heavyweight championship, and he did, but I think he's learned a lot since then, and he's learned enough to come back and smoke anybody out like a blunt. I kid you not. What he did to Cain Velasquez, I think he just might do to Junior Dos Santos. Of course, that's next week as well. June 29th, rocking and rolling, DAZN, and of course, UFC rocking on ESPN+. You are tuned to Ring Talk, live worldwide from the City by the Bay. Open phone lines all around the planet. You can join us if you like. 1-800-878-7529. That's 1-800-878-7529. Or the guilt-free, no-commitment text line. Texas Champ, Texas Studio, 415-275-1613. The studio text line, once again, 415-275-1613. You're tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide, baby.
I'm pretty handy around the house, but now that I have kids, I don't want to spend my Saturday installing a toilet or fixing an air conditioner. But thankfully, there's Home Advisor. Home Advisor helps me find the best home pros in my area to handle any kind of project. You can read reviews of the pros, check their availability, and even book appointments online. And what my wife loves most is that Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app to get started.
Home Advisor. And now, an ad from Dad.
Oh, yeah, just this one line, right? All right, here we go. Save money on car insurance when you... Huh? Oh, it's not? I thought that was the mic. This is the mic here. Okay. Save money on car insurance when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Is that too close? Sorry. Well, I don't know where to stand. Nobody's told me where to stand.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Here comes the decision now. Let's listen.
Clarity in the world of professional boxing is spelled WBO. That's right, the World Boxing Organization is boxing's only transparent sanctioned body. You can follow the WBO on Facebook or check out their website, WBOboxing.com. That's WBOboxing.com. The World Boxing Organization.
We have a new heavyweight champion of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 58 seconds. Round number one. Referee Blake Grice steps in, puts a halt to the bout. Your winner by TKO victory from Seoul, South Korea, the Korean
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner. Oh! You still want to fight? I'm not surprised. That was very, very quick, very short work. He said he needed to avoid the right hand of you, but my word, he was correct. How do you feel about the fight?
경기가 너무 짧게 끝났는데 어떻게 생각하세요?
이거 계속 내가 연습했던 펀치고 이 펀치가 언제 나올지 시간 문제였다고. 이 펀치 계속 연습했던 거고 그냥 언제 나올지는 시간 문제였다고.
This was a move that I've focused on for a long time, and it was a matter of time when I used it.
So you moved to America. You could clearly see the evidence of that hard training. You kind of changed a lot of things in your life. What do you want next? Because that was amazing. Who would he like to fight next?
다음엔 누구 싸우고 싶으세요?
누구든 상관없다고. 션 셜비가 있는데 저기 뭐 누구든지 상관없어요.
It doesn't matter. Anyone Sean Shelby matches, I'm keen to go.
All right, well, listen, that was very, very quick, so we're going to take a look at the big screen. Walk us through it if possible.
예, 항상 연습했던 펀치였어요. 왼손 훅까지. 네. Yes, 저거예요 그냥.
It was very good.
Yes, that was it. That was what I've been practicing.
Well, it certainly worked. Well done. Absolutely incredible. I can't wait to see you fight again, my friend. Everybody, the Korean Zombie, Chan Sung Jung.
As long as they don't interview the guy, he's the worst interview in the history. I mean, come on. Even with that chick, she was like, oh, what did she think? Johnny, what did she think her job was to do there? To stand there and smile on TV? She was an interpreter.
Absolutely, man. That was dry. That was bone dry.
It was hysterical. She was like, the camera's on. If you talk about a deer in the headlights, okay, let's go back a week. That was last night, of course. In the UFC card, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but let's go back a week. Of course, pound for pound, maybe the best fighter in all of mixed martial arts. Now the world bantamweight champion, I think. Is he the bantamweight champion now? Of course, Henry Cejudo. Did they give him that title, 135-pound crown, with that win over Marlon Moraes or what? Did they?
Absolutely, as they should, you know. I mean, he's shown tremendous skill set over the past couple fights, and a guy that's constantly improving, like we talked about Ngannou improving. And when you see guys constantly improve that are deserving and facing top-level opposition, then you got to commend them and give them their props.
Of course, he's 2008 Olympic gold medalist, and he didn't turn pro. And I take that back. In January of 2013, he decided he was going to go into the world of mixed martial arts. So he hasn't been taking punishment very long. I mean, as far as fighters are concerned, usually the guys have been around 5-6 years. Took about 5 or 6 years in the amateur ranks, or 5 or 6 years taking a beating. He was a wrestler, so he probably took beatings as far as making weight was concerned. But the bottom line was he was the best at what he was as a wrestler, and now the best in MMA. Pound for pound, the best fighter, him and Khabib. I guess you got to figure out those two guys. Would that be it?
Neck and neck, absolutely. Let's see what Khabib's next move is and how he looks in his September fight. His task coming up. Can't wait to see him come back. It's been some time, but Khabib doesn't strike me as the type of guy that a layoff would bother him. I don't think anything really bothers him.
He's wrestling bears. He's wrestling bears in his time off. He's kicking bears' ass. I mean, the guy, listen, I saw some of the footage of what that guy does. That guy, I can't even, listen, I can't put it into words. He's just he's beyond a beast. And, pound for pound, 25-0 in the world of mixed martial arts. He's never been beaten. Nobody's come close. A lot of guys have said they had a good game plan going in and got smoked. I mean, like smoked. And, I guess the only guy I think that would have a shot is the equally, not as skilled, but equally as crazy as far as skill was concerned, Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, Ferguson, because of the mental, issues we know of, that he's a little bit crazy. Let's face facts here, right? So he's the type of guy that would go in and fight fire with fire. And, I have to call him a little crazy. I saw the way he fought in his last fight in Ferguson. I got to give him all the respect in the world. Man, he threw those stones out there, and he was in a firefight shootout and looked good. Hey, all kidding aside, let's hope mentally he's clear. But I would love to see Ferguson and Khabib. The one thing about Khabib, he's a very composed, calculated guy. Ferguson's a little bit of a loose cannon. And I like Khabib's composure. He's professional. He's a consummate professional. He's cold and clinical assassin to me in the ring and in the octagon. So I'd like to see that fight at some point.
Much like those Russian hitmen when you see him in those mafia movies. I mean, he's the guy that you hand the envelope to across the table. No, isn't he? And he counts the money. He goes, I don't need to count this, do I? And you're going, no.
I couldn't have said it better myself, 100%.
Okay, so Khabib, of course, Khabib's going to take on Dustin Poirier. Poor Dustin. That's all Dustin's a hell of a fighter, and probably in any other era, he'd have a hell of a run, maybe at the top, but not now.
Especially against this guy who I really think is, the premier guy in all of combat sports. I mean, we could talk about pound for pound most dangerous guys on the planet. Yeah. And Khabib's face has got to be up there, with some of the nastiest guys to be involved in any type of combat sport. So, yeah, 100%. If I'm Poirier, hopefully he saves face. He's a seasoned veteran. Let's see what he brings to the dance, and hopefully he doesn't get too hurt. But I think it's an easy win for Khabib.
We talked earlier. I mentioned earlier that these guys don't have a choice. I mean, when you have a boxing manager and things like that, he goes, well, I think I'm going to fight either Johnny Sig, Pedro, or Scott Cuddy. I'm going to fight one of these guys. Who's the easiest? Well, they're all bums, so just take your pick, okay? But it ain't that way in the world of the UFC. In other words, the UFC says, guess what, Johnny? You're fighting King Kong.
Absolutely. And that's why you see some of these guys doing these risky things that, you don't see in a lot of combat sports guys do. Take risks and chances so that they really push these guys to go. And sometimes I think it ruins the guys that are coming up. Like a Brian Ortega, remember that? Like maybe that was too soon for him, what he had to deal with there in his loss. And that might have ruined that kid's career. Similar to like what we saw in boxing with Fernando Vargas taking on Felix Trinidad too soon. That might have ruined his career. So that's why in boxing, I think they kind of hit the brakes on pushing a guy and forcing a guy to fight when it's premature. In the UFC, not so much. They really push those guys to go, and I think it could be damaging.
Good point. You're tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Next up, we'll hear from the WBO middleweight champion, Demetrius Andrade. Johnny Sig returns later. You are tuned to the longest-running fight show in history. Ring Talk Live Worldwide, 35-plus years now, often imitated but hardly duplicated. You are listening to the, as I said, Ring Talk Live Worldwide on Sports Byline, iHeartRadio, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, the Dan Patrick Channel, and a slew of other internet platforms. Straight up, you are tuned to Ring Talk.
You're listening to the MMA Hour.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down. 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
Back in the mid-1980s, a guy named Vinny Paz ruled Providence, Rhode Island as far as boxers were concerned. Well, Vinny Paz was moderately talented. My next guest has a whole lot of ability. He's undefeated. 27 in zip, 17 wax, former WBO 154-pound guy, now the WBO middleweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Demetrius Andrade. Welcome to Ring Talk, my brother.
Yo, 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 yo.
How's life treating you?
It's me again.
It's me again. Okay, they call you Boo Boo. Why do they call you Boo Boo?
Because when I was young, I used to go outside and come in the house talking about I got boo boos because I was one of them daredevil kids, and now I just give them.
Now you just give them. Straight up, we're talking with the kid from, a young man from Providence, Rhode Island. Hey, what's it like? You'll be at the Dunkin' Donuts Center next week. Was that used to be the Providence Civic Center? Is it the same arena?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that place was still rock and rolling. In the 80s, Vinny racked that place a couple of times, of course, and Vinny went to Atlantic City. But you're coming back home, and you're coming back home with DAZN taking you on TV. How's that feel?
Oh, it feels good. You know, most of all, you know, it's going to be more of a pleasure for the fans of New England and Rhode Island to finally get to see their most talented fighter fight. You know, I've been traveling all over the world, displaying my skills and talent. Now my own state gets to see it instead of watching it and viewing it on TV or trying to make flights elsewhere, you know? So it's going to be great for them.
Mr. Andrade, I got to tell you this, though. Fighting at home, it wasn't easy for me because people used to call me for tickets, and they would harass me. And, you know, they wouldn't harass you, but they would call you like 2 days before a fight. Hey, man, can you get me some tickets? I mean, you know, so there's the pressure of fighting at home as well. You can't walk down the street. You know, tell me about that. Do you feel that pressure?
And I got a ringtone in a voice message that goes, no, no, no. You can't get nothing from me, no, no. leave a message.
So you know exactly where I'm coming from on that, no doubt about that. In fact, I knew guys that when the guys used to fight in the big hotels, of course, they always check in, like Sugar Ray Leonard would check in like his Mel Blanc, the guy that was the voice of Bugs Bunny. I mean, he would come in with some crazy A-list. Anyway, back to your fighting. You didn't take it on a guy named Marcel Sulecki. Talk to me about him, 28-1.
Yeah, I mean, he's top 10 fighter. You know, his only defeat was against Danny Jacobs, who recently fought Canelo Alvarez. And, you know, we fighting top guys, looking to, you know, get in the rings with the likes of Triple G and Canelo after this fight. But Sulecki is going to be a straightforward guy that's coming to win because there's a lot on the line. So, you know, I'm expecting him to bring his A game. I'm bringing my A game. It's going to be a great night for myself, Rhode Island, and New England.
Eventually, you're going to fight Canelo. But let's talk about Canelo's contract just for a second, Mr. Andrade, Demetrius Andrade, the current WBO middleweight champion, of course, in action next Saturday on DAZN, baby. Check it out, DAZN. He signed for like $375 million. I'm not a dummy, but I almost can't count the $375 million. That's a lot of money.
Yes, for sure. You know, at the end of the day, it's good that boxers are getting that type of money because, you know, we put our lives on the line every time we step into the ring versus other sports, MMA as well. And that's a good thing. I'm proud of that kid, you know, for him doing what he got. And now it's my turn to get that same type of due. And, you know, right now I got to get through Sulecki, and that's going to be mine pretty soon.
You mentioned the world of MMA. Those guys get pimped to an extent, man. If you fight in the UFC, they tell you got to fight this guy. There's no, like, you get 3 or 4 opponents to choose from, man. They say you're going to fight this guy, and if it's King Kong and you're going to die, that's just so be it.
I mean, you know, it's the business. It's the difference between business and how you market things and where boxing is. Boxing's been around for a very long time, and it's going to continue to be around for a very long time because it is the sweet science.
You know, it's also these sports that everybody can talk about at the water cooler. I mean, you'll get if a fight's good enough, you'll get a little old lady to say, "Yeah, I mean, a little old lady to talk about it," or a little old man. I mean, it's just boxing is the sport that, of course, covers all genders and all races. And, you know, I mean, the Mexicans, of course, have got their thing going on as far as Mexican-Americans and the pay-per-view numbers and things like that are concerned. But you've got this contract with DAZN. Eventually, you're going to be the guy against Canelo, right? I mean, isn't that the way it's going to go?
Yes, definitely. As long as everybody stays healthy, injury-free, there's no reason why that doesn't happen.
Okay, so Larry Merchant was saying that he thinks that Canelo's going to fight Golovkin next May in the Cinco de Mayo thing. So he was going to take him. Maybe he had a fight open in November or December, and he was thinking maybe one of the Charlo brothers, or could that be you?
You know, the boxing business is, you know, it's funny. Everybody has control of what they are going to do. I have no control of Canelo. I have no control of Triple G. All I can do is control what's in front of me. That's beating Sulecki come June 29th. And then once that's done, then we can go back to the drawing board to see which path everybody has to take. You know, Canelo has 3 out the 4 belts right now. And for him to not have to fight his mandatory, because Triple G, I don't know what his ranking right now as far as like the IBF, the WBO, WBC, for him to avoid anybody else to unify the division, he has to fight me. So why not go for what he's saying he's going for, and let's make this fight happen? Because at the end of the day, I go in there with 1 belt and I come out with 4 belts.
Are the Charlo brothers good?
I mean, listen, anybody, you know, to be where they are as far as, like, you know, their name and how far they got to, yeah, they're good. Have they fought the best guys out there or fought top guys, top 10 guys? No. They haven't fought the best competition out there. You know, when they did step up, you always see one of them lost. They almost lost on the same night, actually. But at this point right now, it's not about Charlo brothers. It's about Demetrius Andrade, Canelo, Triple G, and right now Mackie Sulecki. That's what it's about.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Because you're a boxing entrepreneur, who's the best heavyweight out there? Is it Deontay Wilder? Is it Andy Ruiz? Or is it Tyson Fury?
As far as, the heavyweight division, it only takes one shot, and Deontay Wilder has that one shot to the equalizer. So he could be losing for 11 rounds straight. He hits you one time with that bomb squad. He hits you with one of those, man. It's lights out. So, he is definitely one of the top heavyweights right now, and Tyson Fury I will give number 2.
Does it blow your mind when you spar southpaws?
No.
No?
No. Mm-mm.
I mean, the fact that you're getting whacked from the opposite side, isn't it? And the fact that you're a left-hander, because I know a lot of...
Hey, whack. You know who you're talking to, right?
No, I'm not talking about... Bro, I'm not...
I do the whacking there, buddy.
No, I understand. No, you're not. You misunderstood what you misunderstood what I was trying to say. But that was a good one, Demetrius. That was a good move in there, a good jump in there. What I'm trying to say is that... Anyway, I won't go there. Because evidently it riled you.
Listen, I'm a southpaw myself. I fight both ways. I fight conventional, I fight orthodox, and I fight in the southpaw position. I've been doing it for a very long time. So when I'm in there with another southpaw, I know the correct moves to make. My last fight was versus a southpaw, and you see how
that's why I wanted to bring that up.
I've been a student of the game for a long time, and I am where I am because I put the work ethic in. And it's my time to get the fame and the fortunes that come with it, as far as fighting the most popular guys out there.
Okay, what's your day like? What's your day like? What's Monday like for you?
Monday, let's see. Last Monday, this just happened. Got up around 12 noon. Worked out around 2 p.m. Hit the beach around 4 or 5 p.m. and then rest and then go hit the gym again later on that night. And then, eat during that time and, take time to read, take time to, watch a little boxing, watch a little movie, Netflix or something, that's how my training camp goes.
Is that how you chill in camp, watching Netflix and things like that?
Yeah, Netflix, chill, read, do some studying, learn about something, and just stay relaxed, happy, and focused. And like I said, the beach, baby. Ain't not like that beach. I'm actually, after I get off the phone with you guys, I'm headed right to the beach.
Okay. Are you married?
No, I'm not married.
Got children?
Yes, I do have children.
Tell me about your children.
I have 3 children. Autumn, summer, and winter are their names. And the ages are autumn, 12, summer, 7, winter is 4. They was all born in them seasons. They're all girls. And, I keep them active. One's in gymnastics, basketball, dance, and, a bunch of things that I did growing up as well. As far as sports, keeping them active and just enjoying the laughter.
Tell our viewers out here, our listeners out here, how important it is to sit down and read with your kid each night, to sit down and read with them and to compel them to read. Talk to them about that for a second.
I want to give my kids the routine of, knowing that, in life you have to prepare your mind, prepare your future. And, as you're young, as when I was young, sometimes you don't pay mind to what you need to learn. Or you go to school and you don't really pay attention because you're just young and you're oblivious to life and you don't know when you turn 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. It's like, damn, daddy got to pay them bills. You know what I'm saying? So, I want to make sure they have a future, have something in the future as far as my work, businesses and stuff like that I'm setting up for them so they don't have to go through, of course I want them to go through the struggle because at the end of the day they need to understand what that is. But I want them to make sure, like, you have to put in the work yourself to get anywhere in life. You can't just rely on somebody.
Interesting. Demetrius
Andrade. No handouts.
No handouts. Demetrius Andrade, our guest, of course, 27-0, the world WBO middleweight champion, in action next week on DAZN. Demetrius, all the best, my brother. Very good luck to you, and hope to talk to you again in the future.
All right, don't forget Tall, Black, and Handsome now. You know what I'm saying? Alto Morano Iguapo, your boy, June 29th. I will be displaying my talent and skills tune in to the Zone if you can't make it. And trust me, man, I'm the best kept secret, and my time is now.
Dunkin' Donuts Center, Providence, Rhode Island. The Zone is all rocks. Demetrius Andrade defending the World Middleweight Championship next Saturday on The Zone. Demetrius, all the best to you, my brother. Good luck.
Thank you.
You are tuned to Ring Talk, of course, live worldwide, coming to you from the Sports Byline Studios in the City by the Bay, San Francisco, California. In our next segment, we're going to convolute a whole lot of stuff. I'm going to bring in Johnny Sig. We'll hear from a short interview with Francis Ngannou. Of course, he's in action next Saturday against Junior Dos Santos in a UFC event, and that's probably going to spell the end of Dos Santos' career, if not his life. I mean, that's how scary this guy is. And yeah, how can I say that when Stipe Miocic beat him? But that was a different animal then. He thought he could just, punch people. Now I think he's learned how to work the ground a little bit, and you've got a beast that can work the ground and stand up like he can. Look out, baby. He hits like Mike Tyson, sometimes with the speed of Muhammad Ali. Some of them uppercuts he throws, oh, my God, he lifts people off the ground. You're tuned to the mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network. I want to thank Demetrius Andrade, of course, the WBO middleweight champion of the world, undefeated 27-0, 17 wax. Title defense next Saturday, of course, at home in Providence, Rhode Island. We're talking mixed martial arts and boxing still. This guy I'm sort of high on. I'm really high on. His name is Francisco Neri. I'm super high on this guy. Francisco Neri, very high on him. He's in action in a couple of weeks, of course. Man, lots of things to talk about in the world of boxing and MMA. You're tuned to Ring Talk live only on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network.
You're listening to the MMA Hour.
Now, let's listen.
Clarity in the world of professional boxing is spelled WBO. That's right, the World Boxing Organization is boxing's only transparent sanctioned body. You can follow the WBO on Facebook or check out their website, WBOboxing.com. That's WBOboxing.com. The World Boxing Organization.
We have a new heavyweight champion in the world.
New Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline is engineered with 4 levels of defense against gunk, wear, corrosion, and friction. It's sort of like having ninjas protect your engine. That helps keep your engine running like new. New Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline. It's fuel for thought in engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline.
Hey, did you know that Discover offers home equity loans with 0 application fees, 0 appraisal fees, and 0 cash due at closing? That's a lot of zeros, but all those zeros can add up to something big. A home equity loan from Discover can help you use the equity you've already built for things like home improvements, major purchases, or consolidating high-interest debts into a low fixed-rate loan. So you can make big changes with 0 worries. Home equity loans are offered by Discover Bank, NMLS ID 684042. Learn more at discoverhomeequityloans.com/0.
At 28, I had struggled with opiate and meth addiction for 12 years. I did and said things that the sober me never would have done. One day I realized I was not invincible. I was not exempt. And that's when a friend told me about Elite Rehab Placement. They gave me the tools I needed to get sober, and all it took was the one phone call.
Elite Rehab can help you start to break your addiction problem and get sober in as little as 7 days. And we'll work with your insurance provider to help cover the costs. Plus, we have travel assistance programs to get you here by plane or train. Make this free call right now to learn more. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. That's 800-403-5912.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Now, back to Pedro Fernandez with the MMA Hour. Before we talk UFC and Francis Ngannou, we will later in this segment. Let's talk about the world of boxing to an extent, some of the up-and-comers. I mean, this kid I was talking about a little earlier, I called him Francisco Neri. It's Luis Neri. He's 29 and zip. Hey, Johnny Sig, how do you get suspended for life by the Japanese Boxing Commission?
Well, I think you have to do something really, really bad there, no?
No. You don't make weight.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Yeah, they're harsh with that, as they should be, though, right?
Yeah, those guys take that stuff seriously, man. I mean, damn.
Absolutely correct, yeah.
Banned for life. You don't come back. Don't even think about coming back unless maybe we can beat you and we can make some money on it. We'll lift the suspension at that point in time. But Neri's a good-looking fighter. Of course, he's fighting in a division that's rich. I mean, without a doubt, all these different fighters coming up. We talk about Teofimo Lopez and love him like we do, of course, and Mr. Andrade sort of showed a little, how can I put this, animation to him there as well.
Oh, Demetrius is awesome, and I think that, I agree with what he was saying in the interview in terms of he's right there in the conversation with guys like Triple G and Canelo, and I think that once he gets past Zaleski, it's a tough assignment. Zaleski, like I said, only has one loss, good KO power, but, I think Andrade gets past him. What I like about Andrade most is his athleticism, and he brings power into the fight late. He's got a lot of late-round stoppages, which is very impressive. So it shows that he could do a multiple facet of his game will lead to a victory at this point because he's unbeaten. So I think he's definitely one of the bright and shining stars in boxing. Obviously, Regis Prograis has to be mentioned. I think that he's a tremendous talent. There's a lot of guys out there that are really, really stealing the show in terms of up-and-coming talent, Pete.
Are you ready for this? I'm looking at his record. He's never fought in Providence, Rhode Island. 27 fights, never fought at home.
It's a good thing he finally gets to do that, and that's probably a great look for him. Like you said, there's pressures that go along with it in the interview I heard. And then also like people like hounding you for tickets. I thought it was a good response when he was like, he got the no ringtone.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool, man, because I'm sure that, people, when you have success and fame, everyone's looking for a handout, whether it's a free ticket, a free meal, I've had experiences when I'm on top of things and everyone's trying to reach out and they want a hand-me-down, so.
They were relatives. Relatives used to bug me. They weren't my friends. Once in a while a friend would call, but I get these relatives like a distant cousin I haven't seen like in 13 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's like ringing the phone at 7:30 in the morning. I'm going, I'm grumbling because I'm dieting. Hello? Yeah, what's up, Pete? Who's this? Paul, hey, talk you. Can you give me a ticket? Click. Click. Anyway, the grumpy days of dieting are sort of back. But Andrade's in a position where he's going to roll over this guy. I was looking at the odds. He's a prohibitive favorite here.
Yeah, as he should be. I think he gets his job done. I like how he was focused in the interview just on the guy. But I think that with Canelo, his next assignment will be sometime in September because you have to remember that it's a Mexican Independence Day weekend holiday.
Oh, I was thinking standard flag bearer as far as boxing is concerned in November.
So for me, he's fighting in September.
Yeah.
Now, is it Triple G? We'll see. I'm sure they're trying to negotiate that. I heard they're having a hard time coming together with the site, and Canelo's trying to tell Triple G, go get some belts, make it more worth my while, playing a little hard to get. So maybe if Demetrius Andrade gets past his assignment this weekend, that's a potential fight for September. I do think we get that at some point.
Too soon.
You think it's too soon?
Too soon. I don't know. Maybe the kid ready to rock and roll at that point in time. But September, man, that's July, August, September. Unless he was to roll through this guy tonight like in one or two rounds and not get even hit, you know what I'm saying? Then I would put him in a position. But if he takes any punishment at all, I don't like putting guys back in training after they've been in fights.
That would be super short notice. You're absolutely correct. 2 months.
Even because it's the damage you take in training to an extent. Some guys don't train well. I mean, some guys are not good gym fighters. Some guys take a good licking in the gym, something they don't take when they're fighting per se. Sometimes it's the opposite around. But the bottom line is a lot of punishment in the gym. When I look at Muhammad Ali, people say to me, oh my God, George Foreman hit him that hard, and this guy hit him that hard. No. Those guys that were whacking on him in the gym every day when he was dropping his hands and roping the dope and things like that, that's where I think he brought that stuff on himself. You just don't. I mean, that's like you don't spit into the wind.
Well, you know what's up though? Compare it kind of to the short notice of Andy Ruiz, right? It's like Andy didn't take too much punishment. For you guys that don't know, before he fought Joshua, he fought about a month and a half, 2 months before that, and he came in short notice opponent, which rarely ever wins a fight. We always know that, like to be announced or short sub, last minute sub opponent, usually gets destroyed. Ruiz comes in on very short notice and was able to be still in shape, from the fight that he had prepped for 2 months prior to ultimately knock out Anthony Joshua. I mean, it's not unheard of for a guy, I think, to do it on short notice. It's not common, but I think if the opportunity's there and the camp feels that the person's in shape and is capable of doing it, they roll the dice. And I think in a situation like that, if the money's right, maybe you roll the dice.
13-3. That's his record. I'm talking about Francis Ngannou, of course, the heavyweight sensation, the guy that, I'll keep saying I picked Stipe to beat him, but that was then, and this is now. And, of course, if they were to fight again, I would think that Stipe would get licked like a stamp. Anyway, Ngannou taking on Junior Dos Santos 6 days from now.
Back in the main event, does that mean anything? Does that do anything when they say, hey, we want you in the main event? Does that get you any more excited?
Yes. I mean, it's still better than to be on the card.
Does it come with any perks? I mean, do you get like a better hotel room or a first class flight? Is there any tangible stuff of being in the main event?
I'll see that, but first class flight is always.
Very nice. Well, when they called you to make the move, what was your reaction? Did you instantly say yes, or did you have to think about it, talk to some people?
I mean, yes, we think about it, but it didn't take that long because it was just like 1 week earlier and no change, so we agreed to fight.
What about the fact that you go from 3 rounds to 5 rounds? Does that play into your decision at all?
No, at all, because I don't think this fight gonna go to 5 rounds, and at that time we still have time to adjust everything, so it was okay.
Do you train differently when it's a 3-round fight versus a 5-round fight?
Yes, of course, because he might, you never know if ever he go up to 4 or 5 rounds, so he needs more resistance.
Yeah. But you're like everybody else, I guess, right? So this is not going 5 rounds.
No, I'm not saying that way.
What do you think about the matchup? I mean, you guys were supposed to fight before, obviously. Was this a fight that you always wanted and wanted to have? Because it looks fun.
Yes, I called for this fight a very long time ago. Then actually last 2017, I was supposed to fight him in the UFC 215. Then we get some issues. It didn't happen. Then when they told me about it again, it was just the perfect timing.
I know you like boxing. I mean, do you think he's the best boxer in the heavyweight division?
I think I'm a best boxer in the heavyweight division, and I'm gonna prove it on the 29th because yes, he's a very good boxer, but I have to show that I'm best than him.
Nice. Is this a number 1 contender fight? You think? It seems like it could be. Do you feel like this is a number 1 contender fight?
It should be. I mean, I was expecting title fight before, so since they didn't give me that, and I'm number 2, he's number 3, so and the first and champ they're fighting, so I think the winner of this fight will take the winner of that one.
Do you worry about that fight? I mean, if DC wins, do you think he's going to fight again?
I'm not worried about it. The only thing that I worry about is to win this fight because I know after this one I'm going to fight for the title.
Yeah. Who do you think wins that fight? Yeah?
It's very tough because despite everything, I think this fight gonna be. It's not gonna be like a first one. It's not gonna be the first round knockout. This fight might last more than 1 round, and it's gonna be very tough for both of them because everyone will go there to give it all, and it's going to be very tough. I mean, it's tough to determine who's going to win.
You think it could be DC's last fight, win or lose? Do you think it's his last one?
it's up to DC. We don't know exactly what's going on with DC. We have heard a lot of things about DC, so we don't know.
It wouldn't mean more to you to win the title against Stipe?
Either way, I'm gonna fight Stipe back. So this is the point. Yes, win the title against Stipe, you'll be, yes, like take it where I live it. Yes, you'll be great. But either way, DC or DC2 is a good matchup before you retire.
Francis Ngannou, the monster, of course, the heavyweight monster, taking on Junior Dos Santos this week. Dos Santos 21-5 in the world of mixed martial arts, a former UFC heavyweight champion. Matt from St. Louis says that we're both wrong here, that the Brazilian jiu-jitsu skills of Junior Dos Santos are going to win this fight for him. Johnny, what do you think?
Well, let's look at the history of Ngannou. He's never been stopped or submitted. The only time he's ever lost was by decision. I know Junior Dos Santos is very good at those, aforementioned skills that the texter had mentioned. And, anything's possible, so I could totally see that. But, again, you got to take this man down. The physicality of Ngannou is, super, super big in stature. So, that would be, I think, the proper tactic, because I think that at the end of the day, if Junior Dos Santos or anyone that gets in front of Ngannou and wants to, throw hands, yikes, I think you got to shoot him. I think you got to try to take out the legs, So I would agree if he's going to win, he's going to do it that way. I don't think he wins on striking. He's got to take him down to the ground.
T.J. Dillashaw, I've got it on tape. He admitted that to the drugs and the ETO that he took and EPO, and he said he took it because he had reached 29 pounds, 130 pounds. He couldn't lose any more weight. He was crashing as far as his training was concerned, and then he did it just to make the weight. I think that's called a limited hangout. In other words, you're sort of partially confessing to something, but I think there's a longer history with him and EPO. At least that's what most people think.
Usually when someone is forced to admit something, they're going to tell you the partial truth, because they have really no choice. And I think that there's usually more to it. You know what I mean? Like if someone cheats on their spouse or something, they got caught. They saw the text. Yeah, I was kind of flirting or whatever. But eventually there's probably something more beyond that they won't disclose, as a metaphor there or an example. And I think that a lot of guys that get caught, they're forced into, throwing out the somewhat truth, but you never get the entire truth, I feel, in these situations.
Okay. I want to bring up Molly McCann. I called her Sarah McCann, but I call her Molly McCann. That's her real name. She's a woman flyweight, fighting 125 pounds in the UFC. She defeated a young lady by the name of Ariane Lipsky yesterday in a unanimous nod across the board in a 3-round fight. And she was outgunned physically. She was outgunned. She was just so outgunned. And she came in there and opened up that can of ass whoop and just sprayed it all over that bigger girl. That was amazing.
Yeah, she looked good, man. You had texted me. I was still doing my thing during the day. I had appointments. And when I got home, one of the first things I checked out was her, because you had mentioned it. And sure enough, yeah, pretty impressive.
One fight that went the distance, it was cool. There's sometimes fights go the distance of the world of mixed martial arts, but not so cool. Stick around. You're tuned to the Mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network. Check it. Coming to you each and every Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific. I'm right here on the Mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network.
You're listening to the MMA Hour.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
Attention business owners. Now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for their business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now. So please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
Are you an active stock market investor? Well, then you know these three key words: buy, sell, hold. Those three magic words can make or lose you money in the stock market. What if we can show you a time-tested tool that's been helping stock market investors succeed for over 30 years? It's called VectorVest, an amazing system designed to make smart investing easy. The VectorVest system analyzes, sorts, and ranks over 19,000 stocks every day and tells you when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell any stock to maximize your profits in less than 10 minutes a day. And if you call right now, you can test drive our amazing VectorVest system risk-free for 30 days for just $9.95.
800-584-2519. 800-584-2519. 800-584-2519. That's 800-584-2519.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
Darkest of night with the moon shining bright. There's a smoke going strong, a lot of things going on. The man of the hour has an air of great power. The dudes have envied him for so long. Oh, Superfly.
My mother said it's not bragging when you're telling the truth. But son, don't be too honest as people resent honesty. Yeah, you're tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide. You're inside the world of boxing and MMA. Of course, Johnny, how did Demetrius Andrade on the zone? Of course, you want to watch Canelo, it's on the zone. If you want to watch Joshua Ruiz, it's on the zone. How do you get the zone?
I ran it through my smart TV. If you don't have a smart TV, if you have PlayStation 4, Xbox One, you can sign up through there to get it on your physical television. You could also do it through your laptop or phone, any kind of device, iPad. And the thing is, what's beautiful about it is that once you trigger it through one, you could communicate all your devices and open up the zone wherever you are on those said devices. Like later on, I will go to the grill. You know, I will watch some of the fights that I missed over the weekend that I want to catch up on, you know, in Bellator or whatever. I go by my grill, open up my phone, and next thing you know, bang, I got it all right there. And you could also do that when it's popping off live. And I have to say the stream has been pretty awesome. I don't have many issues with it, especially if my Wi-Fi signal is strong. So that's the way to do it. It's pretty simple. And I believe right now they're asking $19.95. Reflect on the past month real quick. You got the World Boxing Super Series last week. You know, Dortico's knocking out Tabiti in one of the knockouts of the year. Breedis taking out Goaki in 3 rounds. You know, prior to that, you had seen Canelo recently against Danny Jacobs. Prior to that, you had seen Andy Ruiz upset Anthony Joshua. So you got your value with that network right now.
Check it out, The Zone, if you want to watch Demetrius Andrade, of course, defend the WBO Middleweight Championship, undefeated, 27-0, defending at home, fighting at home for the very first time in 27 fights as a professional. Wish him the very best of luck for us. That's going down on The Zone from Providence, Rhode Island next week. Johnny Sig, all the best. You give me the YouTube page.
Check us out, Ring Talk Worldwide. Search us on YouTube. And everyone, enjoy your Sunday, and thank you so much for listening.
The great John Signorella. You are tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide. 35 plus years now, often imitated but hardly duplicated.
Cause I love you so. It ain't easy to walk away when a man loves somebody.
USA Radio News with Robin Walensky.
In the headlines this hour.
These are people that came into the country illegally.
President Trump tells ICE agents to stand down. Originally, they were supposed to be locating and deporting illegal aliens in 10 U.S. cities. President Trump instead using this as an opportunity to negotiate. On Twitter, he gives Democrats and Republicans on Capitol Hill 2 weeks to come up with a plan to deal with this decades-old problem, or he warns illegal aliens will be deported from our country. In other news, a 12th American tourist has reportedly died under mysterious circumstances in the Dominican Republic. This man, 56 years old, from Long Island, New York, who used to own a pizzeria. Family members say Vittorio Caruso passed away while on vacation. Relatives say he may have had a heart attack. FBI agents on the island investigating. You're listening to USA Radio News.
Hi, this is Wayne Alaruth, the capitalist evangelist. I'm here to introduce you to a special company with the potential to be one of the great all-American stories. Fortum Resources is a publicly traded, diversified natural resource company with oil, gas, and mining properties in North America and internationally. Fortum is led by Chairman Mark Brunner, the legendary oil man who built Ultra Petroleum from a 15-cent stock to $200 per share, creating $15 billion in shareholder profits. Mark has 30 years of experience in the oil and gas industry, overseeing contracts with Halliburton, ExxonMobil, and Hess. Fortum has over 350,000 acres of oil and gas resources, and more than half the acreage has been evaluated by world-renowned auditors Deloitte Touche. Fortum also owns the rights to the 180-square-mile City of Gold mining property. Fortum is traded on 2 global exchanges, U.S. ticker symbol FTMR.